Hello everyone, this is Paula back, continuing with the whole Christmas in July. Now, we're going to do a traveler's notebook. This traveler's notebook is so pretty and made out of, seriously, the heaviest cardstock I've ever used. This is blue fern paper, and I buy lots of it for different things, but I hoard it, so I decided I'd share today. And I love this stocking picture, so I did a kind of a scallop stitch straight down that side and straight down this side. I normally go around the whole book, but I didn't. And a lot of times I'll put things on the front, but I haven't. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything I'd put on the front because it's so beautiful. It's kind of like, why, you know? And the center page of the book has a stocking also, and it's done in green tones. It has these beautiful roses. It says, Happy Christmas to you. Christmas greetings, and this cute little stocking. Yeah, and so this book has like, I think 16 or 17 pages, like a normal traveler's notebook. You get it any bigger than that, and it's not, your book's not going to close. And we're going to decorate it today, but first I thought I'd let you go along with me as I bind it. So I'm going to use this green binding thread and doing these little golden, not little golden, I have my mind on the last one. It's in the shop now. Doing these little, the binding these journals, traveler's notebooks. Dang, I can get my act together. You want to make sure you got your hose punch, but normally you would put a paper in the middle. But when I do one signature, I just eyeball it. Now, everybody can do whatever they think works best for them. Okay, so I've got my awl. I've got my thread, and this is waxed bookbinding thread. And I've got 4 clips and a needle. Now, I'm going to clip it first thing. And when I say clip, what you do is, let me move this one piece of paper out of there. What you do is you get all your papers lined up. Now, when you do a traveler's notebook, you really want to try to get your pages even. You know, in some books it doesn't matter, but it does to me in this book. Now, I'm going to flip through the pages real quick as I make sure they're all lined up right. That's cool because it's right at the front, you know. This is old vintage paper, the red and the green. Tea stain paper, tea stain paper. Here's a bag that's going to live right here in the middle. It's got a reef on it. Okay. And then we have this envelope that I put right here that has this Christmas tree. Isn't it cute? And it's very lightly got stars all over it. Here is a fold-out red sheet. And here is a Christmas card. A vintage, very old Christmas card. Yeah. I got to erase something off. Price tags on the back. You have to pay for vintage things. And some people don't care if they write right on the front of them. I get so aggravated when I see something I want and the price tag is, you know, not like it needs to be on a tag. Okay, here we go. We're going to flip this, keep flipping so you can see the first half. Okay. Yeah, it's just, this one is, trying to remember which song. There's a Christmas song on this page. Oh, Come All Ye Faithful. But it's only on half of the page, so you'll find it when you flip back to the second part. We're going to put it right in the middle, more paper here. And then here is the center. Now, this book has 17 sheets of paper, but you double that. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got 15 or 16. I kind of got off there a little bit. But anyway, I don't want to take it up and down because I got my envelope. I got the envelope and the bag in the right spot, and I don't want to move it. So we're going to keep it right here, but we are going to make sure all the pages are lined up. Okay, and that we have the same height at the top of the book as we do at the bottom. And we don't have a whole lot to play with. See, there's just a little bit, because you know that's how these little books work. They're so much fun. I'm going to be getting my design team journal next week, so we'll get started on it. And you guys, it is so stinking cute. I'm not going to tell you unless you've been over to see it. Are you able to buy one? You have to be quick. You have to know what time she's posting them, okay? And you have to know exactly what you want and have watched all her videos so you know what everything cost and what everything on her site is. I even go back and buy some of the extra stuff just because I want it, you know. I tell you what, these things, any other time, I'd have this already done. They don't want to line up very good. I know it's just me worrying that they're going to stick up somewhere. Okay, there we go. Now, I got to get the clips on. Do the easier clips first for my old rugged hands. Then you flip over and do the other side. You alternate putting your clips on. Now, some people just use like a big paper clip. One of those giant ones, you know. I don't do that. If I'm doing a little play thing, a little tiny miniature, or making one out of a single sack or something, yeah, I'll do that. But then you go to the other side and make sure your spine's all pushed down. And hold your papers flat. And I have a very hard time opening these clips because my hand is not strong enough. So I have to open them down here on this part of my hand. Okay, now here we go. Getting closer. When you journal, when you're doing a journal, and I got to find the end of this. Watch me not be able to find it. There it is. Perfect. Okay, you want to do 3 lengths of the height, okay, of the book. Allow a little bit on each end, okay? 3 lengths. I always add a little extra, probably about half of the length of the book, so that I can be sure I have thread that I can put beads on. Where did my scissors go? There they are. Got a little anxious for a minute. Okay, now that's that part of it. Let's thread the needle. I've used this needle since I made my first book, and I haven't had to replace it, and I'm so glad because I really like it. I've bought more. I bought a whole pack of them. I'm messing things up over here. I had all arranged ephemera and stuff, but it's okay. All right, so now we've got to poke the holes. Okay, because it's a traveler's notebook, I can eyeball it because I know just where it needs to go. So you're going to do the center of the book first, like this. Okay, you want to lay it on its side like I'm doing here and pull the top towards you and push. Once you know you've got the hole through, then you can stand it up and push better. And then you go straight down. You want to make sure you're not pushing to the you're not pushing at blah. Today I can't talk. Can you tell? You want to make sure that you're not pushing to one way or the other, because see, it's spot on here, and that is very hard to do. But it just so happens I got lucky today when I was telling you this. But a lot of times it'll come out here or here, and you really can't. You'd have to just replace everything, and you can't do that. And it's fine if it's not dead on. I mean, I use mine, and then you want to go about an inch above each side, and you want to pull it forward the same way. Man, that's real close too. I'll show you. I like to make a clean opening so that when you pull your needle back through, you don't have any problems. Now see, it's just slightly to this side, barely. Okay, now we're going to do the one up here. And you're going to go an inch down here as well. Okay. Oh, I haven't gone through yet. Let me kind of twist around in this one also. Now you keep your clips on until you have your book bound. Okay. Oh, that one went through too good. Man, I got lucky this whole thing. Okay, here we go. Now, I do different than some people. Other people do different than me. I don't even really know what's the correct way, but I have watched enough videos to know a lot of people do it the way I do. You go down from the inside and you pull through. Don't let it all go through. Keep about that much there, okay? Now, then you go to the up part of the book. This is the top. You go back through this hole here. And because I made a clear hole, I didn't have any problems doing that. Okay? I didn't even have to use pliers today. Check your string on the inside. Make sure it's not gotten shorter. Now, make sure both strings are pulled through. All right. Now, see, I think doing 3 lengths is way too much. But I think that's probably just on a standard book. And I just didn't think about that. Okay, then you go back down. You go across and go back down the bottom hole. Okay. And at this point, you want to make sure you have plenty of string. And because I have a little, I'm going to have extra because I cut it too long. I'm going to pull a little more through to make sure I have good. There, that's good. So I want to make sure I can do my Christmas beads down there. Okay, now you want to go back through the middle, and you've got to be careful not to attach to the string, the first string that went through there. Now I didn't because I really made a clear hole. I say I didn't, but I have done it plenty of times. Let me see if it's going to come through. If it doesn't, I have to unstring it and start over. Okay, it looks like it's all through. Take my needle off. Put it back on my little sheet of paper here. There we go. Now, you want to make sure that one of these strings is on one side of this center string, okay, and one is on the other side. This is how you're going to, you want to make sure all your strings are tight. And you want to look and make sure everything is perfect, and it is. Okay, now you want to tie to the right, tie to the left. That will give you a square knot. Now, I always do one extra in traveler's notebooks. If the thread is thin like this. If it's not, I only do it twice. Okay, here we go. And take the clips off. Of course, this is way too long, as you can see, so I'm going to cut it so that they're even. Okay. Now, I leave about that much, and I tie a knot to right here, and then I string them and tie a knot where I tie a knot so they don't go any higher than the knot, and do the same thing on the other string. I like to try to get them as even as I can. So I'm going to set these binding tools to the, oh, there's my needles, my extra needles. I don't even remember when this pack got opened, because I know I've not used it. I don't know where this little guy goes. He just was laying in, there's not a hole for him, but he's going in there. All right, now, put that right there, and I put everything in this real easy to close thing, and I'm going to set it over there with my other Christmas things. Now, we're ready to go. Look at that. Woohoo! Green thread and everything. I used to use nothing but a beige color. All right, so we're going to flip through and make sure everything's like I want it. And that means having my bag in the center. My envelope in the center. And my card not crooked. I've had cards come out crooked. Christmas is in there, music is in there just right. I think we hit the jackpot and got it just perfect. So now we're going to decorate. And I am going to decorate this journal with some ephemera from the paper pad that I bought. These are some extra things I had from our last Christmas book, just if we need something. And this is the sack I stitched the sack over to fit in the traveler's notebook. You guys have seen me do that when I do my design team project. Then I glued sequins all the way around. And I did that a few days ago so it would have time to settle down. First thing I want to do, for us to do, I almost did that. Now I got to find it. Where did I lay it? There. I have some vintage Christmas paper. It's very old. Oh, I already inked it, I guess. And I'm going to put it in this book right here, because I think it looks the best next to this red. Now you're thinking, where am I going to journal if you put it there? Well, you know, maybe we'll put something on here at some point for you to journal. Right now, it's going right here next to this page. Now, I'm trying to get in here. I do want it to be right on the edge if possible. Okay. I did not have any tassels or little dangly balls to go on here like I wanted, but I do have rickrack. What did I bring to use? I don't remember. I'm not going to worry about that right now because we probably won't get past this a little bit here. Okay. All right, there we go. It's going to go like that. And the reason I was paying attention to getting it lined up was I want it to be perfect. And I'm going to hold it down as I do it so I know it's not going anywhere, right? And we're just going to put glue around the edge of the page. Don't want it to come out. Make sure you get that little corner. Don't get so close to the edge that you have ink going everywhere. Or don't get the glue all over everything. Not ink, glue. Okay. I just took a little rest time, so I guess maybe I'm not all awake, you think? So I'm getting this part really good. Going up under this paper a little bit. And going to lay it down. Now, I might have to trim some off a little bit on one end or another, but that's fine. And we're going to turn it around. You want to make sure if you have an image, you get it in the upright position. Okay, here we go. Because now would be the time to pull it off. Turn it around. And believe me, I've done that before. Okay. All right, here we go. This Fabri-Tac puts out so much less glue that it's wonderful. You know, you don't have to worry about it gushing out. And I'll tell you this much. I've been wiping with my adhesive remover a whole lot less than normal. So there we go. I love it. Looks like the white page is kind of shining through right there, so we'll ink that. We don't want it to look, you know, like the edges are white when it's actually the page. So I'm just going to ink that part right there. And down this side, I think we're on there pretty perfect. Well, nothing's ever perfect, right? Nothing's ever perfect. So we're going to ink those too because the page is sticking out a little bit. Now I know on this side we've got to trim because it's hanging over a little. Okay, I wanted to make sure. It is so much the same color as this tea paper. I can hardly see where I'm cutting. But I had to flip it over and look to see where the shadows were. Little tiny bit right here on the end. Bring it up a little bit, it'd be easier. There we go. There we go. Okay. That work is over. And I think what we'll do next is move on to the bag. Now, yeah, the bag would be cute here, but it'd cover this stripe that I love right there. So we're going to come see, where did I put the bag? I know I turned it around sideways. And then when I found them, I decided I had another bag in here and I decided to trade them around. So that bag with the reef is in the front. So let's put this bag in the back portion. I don't want to use any more than I have to of the tea stain papers. But you guys know how I decorate a journal. I'm going to try not to be as aggressive. You know what I mean. Like, you know, I want to be able to give you lots of journaling space. And I really didn't put much, mostly solid pages on the inside. So any place we go should be fine. Because you can journal here as well. So we'll go over here. Now we're going to glue this here. Sometimes I wrap it around and lift it that way. But I think this one's not going to lift. I like the way it looks, just like that. You want to make sure you get it all the way down to the bottom of the page because the tag is going to be tall. Now, I have already made my tags, And I'm going to leave the back open too in case you want, you meaning whoever would end up with this book, in case you would want a tag in there. You could put 2 tags in if you wanted to. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just put some extra journaling paper back there. But I'm making sure to get a good amount of glue around the sack, so you don't have to worry about it coming out. I usually just close off the whole bag when it's for me, because I don't like all the, you know, I don't usually need all the extra, don't need all the extra space for journaling, because I allow myself just the right amount. If I have too much, I rattle on way too much. And I like to, you know, I'm learning how to journal. I have not always journaled. I feel like I was just too rattly when I would journal. And so I was never happy with it. So now I just kind of write what my day was like, and who was in my day, and what we did or didn't do, or, you know, that kind of stuff. Now, yes, the glue is coming out on this outside section, and that makes me crazy. I don't think it came out over there, though. Nope. So nuts. You want to make sure it's sticking down, because when you turn this, if that edge is not sticking down, it's going to make it hard to turn your page. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the glue here on the outside. I'm just going to take my finger first and just get my little wipey and wipe it off. Now, you don't put a wet wipe in on your book, but I need it to wipe my hands. Okay, now there are a couple big blobs. I'm just going to try to get them without bending the page, because it's a very thin section. But if you get them while it's slightly wet, not when you first put it down, you get, you know, when you roll it off, it'll roll off like little boogers. Like Charlie. I don't know if I told you guys this, but Charlie was here the other day when my friend and I were crafting, and he comes flying in the room. Grammy, look. And he opens his mouth, and he finally lost his first tooth. You guys, he has cried over not losing a tooth, because he's 7, and all of his friends in school last year were losing teeth, and he didn't understand. He didn't understand why he didn't. So Mom took him to the dentist. We knew why, but he needed a checkup anyway, and they needed to confirm that all of his grown-up teeth were going to be there because of his 2 bone marrow transplants and some other meds and stuff he had to take during his treatment. You know, they can affect whether you grow adult teeth. And I said, what do you do if you don't? My daughter said, you get implants. And I said, oh my goodness. And then we all laughed after I said, why get implants? Just get some false teeth. I didn't mean it. I was joking. But everybody just died laughing. It was funny. Can you see a little 7-year-old with false teeth? Because all his teeth fall out and there's nothing coming back in. But all of them are there. So praise the Lord. All right, so this is glued down nice. The glue is cleaned up, and I made a tag. Now, I just made a tag, covered the back. You can see there's things going on here to journal on the back, and I added a Santa head. Is he not beautiful? And you have these lines here if you want to journal there, or you can journal on the back. But now, Santa's not going to show. He's kind of a surprise. You put him in here, and he disappears until you pull him out. Then he looks very good. I love that Santa. He's my favorite Santa out of the group of Christmas items to fussy cut. He's the cutest. And you can get that Santa at Tailor Made Crafts or Tailor Made Journals on Etsy. Okay. Where do I want to go from here? So now I'm going to bring out some of the stuff that we have. We've got a side tuck and we've got a belly band. Let's put them on first before we do anything else. Let's see what we've got going over here that we can put a belly band on. I'm thinking, why couldn't we put a belly band right here? It could be a surprise. But I don't like that we can't see it. So that'd be a place to hide your journaling. Maybe I want to put it on a red sheet. Not the first, but right here. And the reason is because I want to put it up against a red paper. Okay, right there. Now, we're just going to put glue on each end. All of these things have been inked and stitched. I just have to do it that way because they take so long and it's boring. It takes a long time to do it. You guys have made journals, a lot of you, and it does. It takes quite a while just to make your ephemera. So I make it and I figure we can decorate it and do the fun part, right? So this is also, all the ephemera is made from the Blue Fern Christmas paper. This is last year's, 2019. I think it's called Christmas Cheer. There's an Etsy store that sells this paper that I always go to, and it's lots of bubbles. Let me see. Let me see. I might not have anything right in front of me, but I think it's lots of bubbles. Yeah, I don't. I can't find it, but I'll link it below. Lots of bubbles for you or something like that, or pretty papers, or I'll have my husband look it up. I've linked them before, so he does all my computer stuff because I would never get everything done. Okay, now here is your side tuck. Pretty, right? I zigzagged here. And let's take it and put it close to, I'm looking here thinking, do we want to put it there? That kind of looks fun, doesn't it? But it covers up our cool paper. So let's flip over to this side and see what it would look like. Well, it has to go on this side of the book because that's the way it's shaped. We'll figure it out. Here's some green. Here, green and red. Don't they go together at Christmas? Yes, they do. Okay, now we're just going to put glue straight down this edge here. It's trying to plug up on me. Not actually plug up, it's just I've used a lot of glue and I've attached a little bit to the outside. Now, I will tell you, you have two ways of attaching this side tuck. I like to attach them both ways, like this. But also, after I put it on, I kind of decide, do I want it to be, let me make sure it's fitting on that top portion too. I like to decide after I put it together if I want it to be like that or glue the edges. I think I want to glue the edges because I really like having it save the life of whatever's inside it if it tries to fall out. And I think that makes a difference. So there we go. Put it on this side. I'm going to try not to pull the paper up. I should have just put it on before I glued it down, but I couldn't decide. So there you go, right? Okay, we don't have anything seeping out over here. Now let's think for a minute. What would we want to put in here? Well, right now, I did not really think about what to put in it, but I do have some things I want to take into consideration, like, isn't that cute? This is a scrap piece, and what we'll need to do is put some, well, we don't really have to put any paper on there. I got an idea. What can we do here? Let me find a green pen. Sorry, I'm leaning over that way. And let me take a ruler. Now, this was a, make sure everything's stuck down here. I was afraid of that. See, it's hanging off a little bit right there. But what I'm going to do is every once in a while I get that too long. I'll think about what I want to do. I'm not going to cut it right now. It's still wet, but I don't want it to stick to this page over here either. Okay, now where was I here? Where did my side pocket go? Did I put it on this side or the other side? I think I put it over here. Okay, I got it upside down, as you can see. Good grief, Paula. There it is. This page is a little shorter, as you notice. They're not all the exact same size. That's what makes it fun with when you have journaling things here. All right, side tucks, journaling pockets, whatever you want to call them. This is trimmed out in green. This is perfect for journaling. So rather than put paper to cover up the odd portion, this is how you save and use your scraps. You just try to mimic. Now, I'm using a ruler. You know, this is not a doodle. This is a chance at getting it straight. I'm using my Tim Holtz ruler, which I'll tell you are great rulers. This doesn't have very much in it, so I need to press harder. Let's see, these, I need to get all new ones of this pen. I've used them to death. You wouldn't believe. I did Bible journaling, and I wore these poor little pens out. Now, there is a slight difference. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Just know that it's going to give you a more unified area to journal. So I'm going to take it the same size down here. From here to there. Okay. Now, yes, there's another one. So I'm trying to think, do I want to bring it here in the middle? Yeah, I do, because that other one's in the middle. But now this is not as, let's see. We're going to see what happens. This doesn't work, we'll toss it. It's the pen. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, there you go. Can't beat that. Okay, and now we're going to put the second line down here. No, inside, because there's a space. Now, please be straight when you're done. And since we're trying to distract on this side here, I want to put something in that corner because I kind of missed. Yeah, I kind of missed and didn't get it perfect. So let's find some little things that can go in the corners. And I'm thinking this little guy would be perfect, right? Because he It says merry and bright. He's green and blue and red. So we're going to put him right here in this corner that I didn't do justice for. But otherwise, no one's going to notice it. Don't tell them, okay? Okay. Okay. And Charlie was so worried about whether or not the tooth fairy was going to come. He comes in here to show me this teensy tiny tooth. You have to realize he was very tiny at birth. And and he drops it. And I can hear it hit my glass mat. There's that. And I'm going to put the word journal up here. Let me get my words. Anyway, so we were all down looking for it. Grammy found it. The blind one found it. I found it because I was reaching down to touch something else and I bumped into it. It was sheer, it was a miracle. That's all I can say. It was a miracle. Okay, now I know there's journal words in here and there's a bunch of them in here. There's one. I can see it peeking its head out. Nope, that's joy. That's a good one to keep out, isn't it? Not all of these are Christmas. There's a few Christmas mixed in. Okay. Let me go down here in the bottom. Maybe it'll pull up some more. This is how it is when you want to find a word, right? I pre-cut them and I never have trouble finding something because I usually put a bunch of the same thing in. But right now, I see a journal, so we'll do it, right? There's one. I don't worry too much about, I just make sure that they make sense. You know, let them make sense a little bit. And put the others away. Okay, come on over here. Get them out of the way so we can get our word down. Now, a lot of times I like to do a little bit of muslin under the word. It just kind of gives it more of an aged look. I'm trying to get these up out of my way. They're just wanting to drive me crazy. My fingernails are not quite as long as they normally are. Now I'm going to get some muslin right here. Give me a second. I'm going to grab it out. And let's see. Sometimes I just have lots of little, nope, that's not muslin. Trying to put sari silk on it. I try to pull out the little pieces because otherwise we're struggling to make it work, right? So this little journal is cut off really short, so I'm just going to cut the other side short. And you might say, well, that's crazy. The letter is still there. I just don't like having a big white space on one side and, you know. Anyway, so we're going to cut this. I'm not worrying about fringe because that's not what I'm going for. Okay, although it's giving me a little bit of fringe. Of course it is. Okay, now we're going to fold it in half. Let me pull some of these strings off. Okay, we're going to fold it in half and leave a little bit of that edge. I like to do this because I think it's fun. You just put some little, and I probably used the wrong glue just then, a little bit of glue inside to hold it in its position. See right there. And then you take a little bit of glue, glue your word on. And you want a little bit of it out and about. Center it the best you can. If you don't get it centered, just chop the end off. Okay? We have a little bit sticking out here. That's close enough. One more. Okay. Now you glue this onto your paper at the top because it's the journaling spot. This is why I don't really have us make ephemera as we go along, unless we do just making ephemera in one video. But, you know, this book took no time to put together. And so I wanted to make sure, got a mess coming out of my glitter glue. I wanted to make sure that we had it all ready. Okay, now here we go. This is going to be in our tuck. Okay, I think it came alive, don't you? But it's not inked yet. So we got to do that real quick. I try to do things with the cutoffs from all the paper that I use in the kit. In this case, it was just, you know, the two. But there's so many papers in this kit, this Christmas Cheer Blue Fern kit, that I can make so many traveler's notebooks. So if anybody is interested in me making you one, you just send me a message on Etsy, or you can go to my email and send it. Whichever works. Tell me in the comments or whatever. All right, so we're going to move over here where the side tuck is. Watch this not be. This stupid thing has to be cut down one side. Oh my goodness. This is why you don't do things off the cuff, Paula. I'm not cutting it down that side, but if I cut it here, it will cut right through my, yeah, and it's glued down. Let me think. Let me put this down. We may do something different, but this is cute and we're going to use it. Okay, I've got so many things I could tuck in there. I just have to, we got to move along, or we're not going to get this done in a timely fashion. Now, I want to find 2 pages like these to put these cute little side flip tucks, okay? So, it's going to be like this. We want the zigzag side up, and I didn't zigzag the lower section because it's the part that's going to be in the corner and glued down. Now, I'm going to make some pins to hold these top flaps down, but I won't be doing that in this video. I usually like to just make, take a paper clip and pull some ribbon through, and that way you have something pretty to attach itself, right? Okay, here we go. We're going to go in this corner. I like to leave just a little edge. Yeah, and I made 2 of these, and the reason I did is I wanted them to be across pages, okay? So you'll have one on each side, and I wanted the pages to be the same color. And since we only have tea stained that's the same color, this is how we're going to do it. Now, I'm going to do the same thing here. We will go back on this and do something at the top also. Now, I'm trying to think, did I make some tags for this? Made a bunch of tags. I have fun doing Christmas journals. It's my favorite. If I had to say of the whole year, it's just like my favorite thing to do. Now, we want to again get it just at the right, just barely off the page. I like them to be where you don't have stuff hanging over. Okay, now right there. Now, I think it would be fun. Think about it. I think it would be fun if when they open this, there's something fun right there. Be thinking about it. We're not finished yet. Okay, let me move this ruler. It's like cramping my style over here with this crazy ruler. All right, so those are cute. And then we're going to put something here. It might be lace or something, but we're going to put something at the top. And I think this is the... What did I just do? Did I glue that? You guys, I glued this down totally wrong. I have never done that. That's a first time for me. Okay, so there's plenty to glue down, right? So I'm going to get these up before I make a bigger mess. I'm going to have to operate on my little guys. I know exactly how to fix it. Oh my goodness. I need to shut the videos off today. You ever have days like that where you're like, what am I doing? I don't do it very often, but I'm not going to say I don't do it. All right, so let me think for a second what I want to put there. I've got a lot of other things, but nothing that will want to stick completely down there. So I have some Santas and so forth that I want to put down. Maybe we'll just put them here. And I'll clean up the rest of the page. But let me see. I'm going to erase this with the... I'm sorry, guys. Don't ask me what I'm doing today. I've had a normal day. I've had a good day, actually. I just, every once in a while, do something crazy. Like don't make a journaling card the right width. This is because I don't make that many traveler's notebooks. I mean, I have made a bunch, but not like close together. I decorate them. Well, that's kind of what we're doing here, right? But I did make the ephemera, and I did glue it down wrong. I admit my mistake. Oh my. So we just mostly want to get it off the sides because we're going to put Santa over them. I've had these Santas laid out to put in this book. So it was just a matter of what page. We'll just change the page. And I'll make some more of our other little things. I don't want to get too much along the edges. This may end up with trim of some sort. It looks like it's taken the paper, but it's really the glue. It rolls up, does its own little thing. I love this adhesive remover. It helps cover up your mistakes, right? Let's get this right here. We might be able to rescue it, and we could put something else that I want to match side by side here. Okay, here we go. We'll probably let it dry really good, anything that could still be on there. That way it will not stick to anything once it's dry. Have to be so careful because, you know, it's so easy to rip your page, and you have to push pretty hard. I don't know what Christmas is going to be like this year, guys. What do you think? I know I'm still going to have Christmas with my family, but a lot of the Christmas parties and all that kind of stuff, that side is really cleaned well. Let's make sure this one is. For some reason, this one never felt as sticky. We can still get some of it off. I don't know, you know, they don't like people going to the, what was I going to say? They don't like people going to the beach. You know, like 4th of July, they closed a lot of things in some of the cities, and we don't have a beach here. We have only lakes and rivers in Oklahoma. Unless you're in down at, well, you do have it. The closest ocean that we have is Corpus Christi. Sadly. And it's kind of muddy, and it's not like going on a cruise. It's not that kind of water. Okay. Now, I'm going to wait on the Santas for a minute. And we're going to get all this glue off my table. I'm scraping it off right now into my hand. Crazy me. Okay. I have to clean up my mess. Spent 30 minutes cleaning up my mess. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I'll just do a second video. This is going to be pockets too here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and put them down because it is in a good place to do that. Okay. So I made a lot of different, all this stuff I made with the kit. So I made 2 pockets that are real similar, okay? And these go with these 2 pockets. Everything's been inked. So all we have to do is, let me make sure I'm putting them in the right place. Because, you know, don't want it to mess up, right? I made a lot of pockets and tags, okay? Trying to remember what I made those for. Here's these 2, and they have these cute little tags, all right? And then we have these that have these cute little tags. All right. I'm all straightened out. All in order now. I don't mess up again, hopefully. Okay, I'm filling this, and it is not sticking. So, here we go. Cross your fingers. I'm just going to put it around the edges. There we go. I need to check our time. Oh my goodness. We'll put these in and we'll be done. And then I'm going to start another video right behind it. Okay. All right. So here we go. We still have a lot to do on this one. So I don't want to. But we have got a lot done. We put the vintage paper on. I did cut it ahead of time, and that helped. And put the side tuck in the belly band. And the sack with the Santa Claus. So that was good. We got those done. I'm going to put him right there. We may still put something on these tags, you know, because I really like the images I used before. I didn't have a lot of scrap paper left over, but I had enough to make all this ephemera. So I felt like I was doing pretty good since I could do that, right? Okay, here's this side. Now, a lot of times when I do these pockets, I like to clip them so that, you know, they really do glue down well. So I'm going to put this one right here, mostly on the edges. That allows the inside to be able to adhere. I'm going to put one right there too, because you just never know, right? Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to do some on the other side as well. This way we can move on and get the next video done. soon as this stuff dries and I clean off the glue on my table, a video will begin. We have all the tragedies behind us, maybe. You think? Okay, so those aren't going anywhere. But we need to put some sari silk. And I haven't trimmed this sari silk from all of its hairs. It's not hair, it's string. I'm telling you, they always come in with just tons of string on them. I pull a lot of it off, but yeah, I just usually pull it off as I use it. Okay, so we'll cut it the length we need, okay, which is going to be like that. I'm going to cut that one, and it's going to be like that. Let's see. Now, let's move this stringy thing away. All right. I'm trying to get it off. It is literally attacking me. Oh, well, I guess I'll just let it attack me, okay? No, it's attacking the glue now. Okay, so we're going to put that in here, and I'm going to leave this because it will not leave me alone. And we're almost at the end of our video. I know how to get it off. I'll just go wet my hands. I always wash my hands after I've crafted, and it'd be like screaming at the sink. So I just tie, when I use the sari silk, I put it through and just pull it tight, not to rip the card or the tag, but yeah, that's how I do it. And then I'm going to trim these. I don't like them sticking out all over the place, so I kind of trim them the same width of the card or tag. Dang it. I can't get my language straight today. Okay, so I am going to consider something here by the next video. I'm trying to knock some videos out today, and I had a lot of stuff prepared, and I've already done, this is my third, and it's just 4:30 in the afternoon or in the evening, close to evening. Okay, now let's do this just like that. I let them just kind of do their own thing after that, but I try to keep them straight. Okay. All right, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm going to try to fix the pockets before I come back. And I'm going to find a journaling card that will fit properly in the one section. And we might finish this thing up. See you next time. Bye.